Good morning and welcome to this week's Small Business Town Hall. As you know, I'm always here every 2 weeks with you in this conversation. My name is Sabina Matos. I'm the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Rhode Island, and we have this conversation every 2 weeks, just bringing the latest information for our small business community about what is happening, what are the latest news that you should know to make sure that your business is thriving here in Rhode Island. Today, we're going to have a great conversation with the director of the Department of Labor and Training, Director Matt Weldon, and we're going to hear from Chris Parisi, the co-founder of the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition. Then after that, we're also going to be hearing from a special guest that we have today. We're going to hear what is happening, what is going on in the town of Smithsville. And we're going to have the town manager, Randy Rosie, with us. We're going to have Council President Susie Alba, and the town planner, Michael Phillips, also is going to be with us. And we're going to hear from a small business owner. We're going to be able to hear from John DiOrio. So he's the president of Advanced Electrical Corporation. So as always, when we have this conversation, I like to remind everyone that if you have not gotten your vaccine, please make sure that you do so. The vaccine is the safest way, the only tool that we have to prevent complications with the COVID-19. So make sure to get vaccinated if you haven't. And this is the way how we can make sure that our economy continue to be open and growing and strong the way it has been. The state of Rhode Island is the second in the nation for economic recovery. This is historic, right? And also we are the first one in New England. We're number one in New England for economic recovery. We want to make sure that we continue to have this momentum. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that our population is healthy. And the best tool we have is the vaccine. So make sure you get your vaccine whenever you have a moment. And there's also the option of test to state. So, and that number, you can always go to the covid.ri.gov to get information, but also you can call the 1-800-232-0233. With that number, 1-800-232-0233, you can get information about the test to state. Okay, but with that now, let's hear first from the director, Matt Weldon, from the Department of Labor and Training. Director Weldon, how's it going?
Hey, Gov, it's going great. It's been a wonderful summer. Today is day one back in the office for me. I was on vacation with my family on Block Island for the last week. Fantastic, very great environment out there, active and busy. All safe in an appropriate way, and everybody was having a great family time. And how far have we come in the last 2 years to be able to do all that? You were just talking about vaccinations, super important. And I'm going to get into some labor market information now, and all of this is possible. The momentum that we have because of the work that you've all done to make sure that our business, they can be open in a healthy and safe way, but also because Rhode Island has really led the nation in our vaccination efforts and our economic recovery. All that goes together. It's great. The latest data we have is for the month of July. We always release the numbers the third week of the month, and it's for the previous month. July, we held at 2.7% unemployment, tied for the record low in recorded history. We record it going back into the 70s, and that's the lowest. It ties April and May of 1988 as the lowest on record. That's a good thing. And some people will say, well, that's because it's only for people that are on unemployment. Not true. It counts the labor force, so people that are on unemployment or people that are actively seeking employment and people that are obviously working. And that's the lowest rate we've ever had. Just to put it into context, the U.S. rate was 3.5%. The Massachusetts rate was 3.5%, so they dropped a little bit. Connecticut, 3.7%. Look back 1 year so we can see what that momentum actually looks like. Rhode Island in July of 21 was at 6%. So when I took this job, Governor McKee told me that I wouldn't have to do a lot of math. My kids are much better at it than I am. But let's see, 6% to 2.7% is like a 3.3% drop, 3 3/10. That's great. And when we compare that to both, the country and our neighboring states, we're leading. So Connecticut dropped 2.2%. I'm sorry, 2.6%. Massachusetts dropped 2.2. We are, and we're leading the area. We're doing great. Did you know that over the year, that same period of time, we have almost 20,000 fewer unemployed Rhode Island residents, 20,000 more people working. We also have 18,000 people that are engaged in employment, with a record number of 558,000 people working that are Rhode Islanders. Over 500,000 people. That's the most that we've ever recorded. Yeah. So why am I saying all that? To let you know that the economy is moving forward. We're doing well. We continue to do well, and we need to keep the momentum going. The WorkShare program, which we've spoken about every single time, I think, that we've been
every time. That's my favorite program.
That program 2 months ago was at the lowest it had been in the last 2 years, and it was at 37 companies, which is still about 3 times what we would normally have. I checked this morning, 46 companies, and we are so that's good news, because it means that companies, when they're facing challenges, are utilizing this great program, which allows them to reduce the hours of their workforce without laying them off. Yeah. And the unemployment system.
For those that maybe don't know about the WorkShare program, can we do like a quick update of what the program does for those?
Sure. WorkShare is a program that allows companies to reduce the hours of their employees, either in a particular unit or across the department or whatever works for them. That lowers their overhead, because now they're paying out less in wages. And the unemployment system backfills some of those lost wages with a partial unemployment claim. So the difference between WorkShare and just laying somebody off is people can actually make some more money while on WorkShare, and you retain your staff. They're still connected to employment. And as soon as you're able to go back to full-time or ratchet those hours up a little bit, when more business comes in, you can do that. We simply adjust their unemployment claim until they get back to 100%. The good thing is you retain the staff that you had to train, the people that you invest in, the people that are part of your work family. You're able to keep them engaged with you instead of laying them off. And in this economy, they can go get another job very quickly. We don't want them to do that. We want them to work with you. So people are using the WorkShare program. It's a great program. There's it right there on Ben put up the website. Check it out. If you have any questions, let us know. We can work with you. We have a fantastic team that works in that program. But people are using it, and just from what we're hearing, the increase has mostly been from manufacturers that are experiencing supply chain issues. Yeah. So not Rhode Island-based challenges, but just still what we're dealing with across the country.
That's right.
To all those good things, we continue to work to help people find good opportunities. It's a tight labor market. It has been for a long time, but we can still help find employees for you if you're an employer. And if you reach out to us, go to backtoworkri.com. We can help you. You can find information if you're a job seeker there. You can also get help if you're an employer. That's what I would say, Gov. Please don't be ashamed. Don't be nervous about working with the government. We're actually good people. It's free. You've already paid for it through your state and federal taxes. We can help you. You don't have to pay somebody else to do this work. Let us help you find the talent you need. And if you're a job seeker, go to that website and utilize the free services. Maybe get some help with your resume. Learn how to use LinkedIn to make good connections, and we can help you get a good opportunity.
Right. Thank you so much, Director. Thank you. And I love that you mentioned the supply chain challenges that some businesses are having, some companies are having right now. And the WorkShare program is always a good option that can help you retain your workers connected to your company, so you don't have to retrain them. You don't have to spend all the funding trying to retrain the workers. So that's why I'm always a big fan of the WorkShare program, and I always want to share that information with all of you. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So now we're going to hear from Chris Parisi. Chris Parisi always give us the pulse of what's going on within the business community. And Chris, want to know what the Small Business Coalition has been up to lately, and what are the latest things that you has been hearing from them that they're concerned with.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. And yeah, with the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition, we're gearing up as we prepare to head into the post-election season, right? When things get a little less crazy and we can meet with our elected officials. With you, for instance, we can always meet with you. You are always available for small businesses, which we appreciate. You always visiting our small businesses throughout the whole state, not just Providence, which is what you're
Yes.
great at. And Governor McKee.
I
But
was in Cranston last week,
yep,
and I believe I'm going to Pawtucket next week. And I have some visits to small business in South County coming up, so you'll see me there.
we should get a little map of like where's the Lieutenant
Where is
Governor?
Sabina?
You're all over, which is great because you get to understand the things that are going on with our small businesses. And it's been better, but it's still been struggle, whether it's finding talent or labor, whether
Yeah.
it's our increasing costs of inflation and just difficulty finding products. It's just still a struggle, and we're just a little worried about what's going to happen in the near future.
Yeah.
Are things going to get worse? What's the backup plan? And when you have that fear, you don't have an incredible amount of investment. Even in our startup community, we've seen the lowest amount of VCs and investors that are willing to invest in these ideas of our entrepreneurs. So while I'm on that topic, Rhode Island Startup Week is coming up. I'm on the committee. We would love to have you there, Lieutenant Governor. I'll send your office some information.
Please, I want to be there.
Yeah, we would love you there. We're just talking about you yesterday. They were like, "Oh, we would love for the Lieutenant Governor to be there." We're doing something also with the Innovation Studios. They have something called the Biz Bodega. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's great.
It is great. So that will be on that Thursday of that week. So we'll have more information for you and for our audience but you can go to ristartupweek.com to learn more, because it is also, we have a small business track, which I'm leading. And because with startups, there's also entrepreneurs, and as small business owners, we're that entrepreneur, and we can learn a lot from this week, meet other folks, and there's all these courses that are going on to help your small business grow. We're doing one of how to launch your marketing as a small business, for instance. So, we're always looking for ways of how we can help our small businesses grow outside of just grants and monies and loans, right? That capital is important. But what are you going to do once you get that capital? What's your business plan? What's your marketing plan? How can you adapt your business? So there's all these great business support organizations out there, like the Innovation Studios, SEG, Social Enterprise. They'll be there, part of Startup Week, and many more. But on a not so positive note, I do want to do a special shout out for Jennifer Ortiz.
Yes.
She is one of our closest Rhode Island Small Business Coalition board members. She's our vice president. Been doing this with her for over 2 years. Her mother, Veronica, recently passed away. So we want to give a shout out to Jennifer and her family during these tough times, that we're thinking of her and wishing her and her family all the best.
Thank you, Chris, for mentioning that. Jennifer, our hearts are aching with you and your family right now. Your mother, Veronica, was just so amazing. And I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to meet Veronica. Actually, I met Veronica before I met Jennifer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And my dad and her participated in many community meetings together. So we're going to miss her.
We certainly will. So we'll carry the torch on for her and make sure we're continually in that community, in our communities, and helping one another out, because the rising tides, lift all boats.
That's right. We're going to be with her family this afternoon, with Jen and her family this afternoon at the funeral home.
Right.
Chris, thank you for that information that you provided. We have a special guest right now from the town of Smithville. And we want to see what is happening at the town of Smithville, what is happening with the small business community. And we're going to hear also from a small business from Smithville. And we have some guests. I'm going to introduce the town manager, Randy Rossi is with us. We have the Town Council Vice President, Sean Kilduff, is with us. And also we have the Town Planner, Michael Phillips. I want to thank the three of you for joining us today and for participating in this conversation. And we also have the small business owner who's participating with us today, which is John Del Oreo. He's the president of Advanced Electrical Corporation. Thank you for joining us today. And I want to turn it over to the town manager, Randy Rossi, to let us know what's happening in the town of Smithfield.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you so much for having us on today. Small businesses are very crucial to the town of Smithfield. We value immensely as the backbone of our community. So that's why it's nice to have my partners with me, with the Council Vice President as well as Mike Phillips. Right along from when the pandemic started, we had a great partnership with the Town Council to try to get to our small businesses and help fulfill the needs where they were hurting the most. We're ready to roll out our third round of Take It Outside funding. Just actually yesterday that went live, and the Town Council actually approved as part of the opera funding in our plan to fund our small businesses. So earlier this month, we were able to get over 30 businesses with some additional grant funding for their shortfalls. It's important to make these businesses succeed, and I know your office has been very crucial in that, and the governor's office, and we appreciate that partnership. It's all about seeing what the needs are, and that's why I think it's great that John's here today. He's one of our very important small businesses in town, to see what those needs are and ways that we can fill in those holes.
Thank you. And I also want to make sure when you get a moment, if you can share with us the link to the Take It Outside application. You said it's live already. We want to make sure we can share that with this presentation also.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you. I also want to hear, as you know, I used to be a member of the City Council, so City Council is close to my heart. So I want to hear the Vice President, Sean, to let me tell us how things are going on with the City Council and when it comes to the small business community.
All right. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for hosting this forum for us to be able to talk about the importance of small businesses. Firstly, like the town manager said, I just want to thank your office for really taking a crucial role in providing these forums for small business owners and members of town councils and local officials to get together and really talk and tackle these issues as they come for us. As we recover from COVID, it's so important for us to start stimulating local economies. And the one way to do that is through the grant programs and how we address our small businesses. With our Take It Outside initiative that we have in the town of Smithfield, we're very fortunate here to be able to provide opportunities for our small business owners to really kind of get an upper hand in moving forward to take advantage of outdoor activities to not only prevent future spreads of COVID, but also stimulate a lot more of utilizing outdoor space for restaurants and other small businesses. As a member of the council, it's exciting for me personally to have a role in providing this opportunity for small businesses, and I look forward to continuing working with your office and with my colleagues and with the town to tackle these problems as they continue to arise.
Thank you so much. And I want to hear, what are the businesses that are coming to the town? What is the trend that you see? Is it more service businesses? What are the businesses that are opening the most lately? And how is the restaurant industry doing in general? Because I know the restaurant got hit really hard during the pandemic. How's the restaurant businesses doing in Smithfield?
I think especially with the first two rounds of the Take It Outside grants, what we've been able to do is provide our local restaurants with the ability to cater to patrons outside of the building, utilizing that outdoor space. I know that we've been able to provide through these grants seating, umbrellas, heating lamps, and other things that basically will make it a little easier for them to perform their business and take a little bit of the burden off of them, especially because this is a lot of a change for business concepts for people. I'm not sure a lot of restaurants ever anticipated doing outdoor service. So for us, providing them with this opportunity and kind of helping them along the way, we've seen some good results. A lot of restaurants in town that didn't necessarily have outdoor seating provided have really taken advantage of it and changed what their business model looks like.
Thanks. If someone would like to open a business in the town, um, what do you think would be the first step they have to do? Who's going to be the first contact that they should go through
So,
for
so the best spot.
either one of you?
No, that's great. So the best spot to start is definitely in our town clerk's office. So everything streamlines from there. So the actual application process, whether it's just a business registration or any form of other, licensing that they need to do in the town of Smithfield, and they walk them right through the process and get them in connection with the different departments that need to either sign off or review the information with them, whether it's a zoning certificate to see about property that might not have been an existing business or a change of use and so forth. So, we try to be as business friendly as possible and get rid of the red tape as much, as to get the doors open.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So why don't we bring over John? I would love to hear from him. We always like to hear directly from the small business community about his experience and want to learn more about his business. We like to use this opportunity to showcase the small business community from every part of the state of Rhode Island. So we'd love to hear from John the oral about his business and tell us more about your business and tell us how you see things going right now.
Okay, thank you. So my business, we're an electrical contracting firm. We're a medium-sized firm. We have about 32 employees with one office here in Smithfield. We're licensed throughout New England, so we do travel to perform electrical services. I think challenges for us been supply chain has been our biggest challenge. We have projects, and we're strictly a commercial industrial contractor. So we have projects that some of the equipment to construct the projects are upwards of 40 to 50 week lead time to even get a piece of switchgear or some lighting fixtures, etc. So that's our biggest challenge. We spend a lot of time hunting down and looking for parts and pieces and trying to improve that schedule. But yeah, it's just our business is what we do every day has obviously changed. I think one of our other challenges this year, we're busy. We've been able to hire people. It's been positive that way. I think the challenge has been cost of fuel, cost of benefits, just cost of attracting and retaining employees. It's definitely been one of our obstacles to growth here.
John, have you had any interactions with the DLT? I know we had earlier the director with us here to assist you with the recruitment of workforce with job training, or I don't know if you heard earlier we were talking about the program that allows you to continue to have your employees engaged with you, even though you're still having the challenge with the supply chain, by making sure that they are able to continue to be connected to your company. Have you had any opportunity to try any of those resources?
We haven't pursued the work share program that you were speaking of earlier. We have plenty of work. If anything, I'm looking for more employees. So we haven't had the need, thankfully, to to utilize that program. We are reaching out. We work with a lot of the schools, New England Tech, looking in other trade schools to attract students that are coming out of high school or coming out of a secondary, like a New England Tech, to try to get them engaged earlier. And we've had great success with that. And a lot of our, a lot of our new hires have come from either those sources or, sometimes it's word of mouth and just trying to have a presence. We have a website, and we're just a little more active on social media, which has made a huge difference in the past year.
Right. So that's good to hear. So one final question for you, John, is what can we do at the state level to help you in the challenges that you're having with recruitment, and what is the one thing that you think we can do to assist?
I think trying to.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. It's my recruitment's going well, so it's my supply chain that I struggle with. But as far as I think we just have to keep an eye on some of the regulations that are being imposed, just to make sure they're not restrictive for us to hire apprentices and electricians. There's the kids today are talented. They have the skills. It's just trying to get them on board is sometimes challenging.
That's good feedback. Actually, today, unfortunately, Secretary Tanner is away on vacation. That's why didn't join us today. But she has been doing a lot of work in her previous role as the director of DVR, looking for what she calls is that she has a list of problems that needs to be solved, right? Challenges that the small business community is having. So I'm pretty sure she would love to hear from you about those particular challenges, because we're in the process of preparing the next budget for next year. And we want to make sure that we start working on those issues that are challenging for the small business community. So if you can share that information with my team, we will make sure that that gets to her. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for joining today. I really want to thank you, John, for giving us the perspective about your business. Also, we're going to make sure that we add the link to your business in this conversation. So if anyone that is looking for more information, they can find you. I also want to thank a lot the leadership of the town of Smithville for participating in this conversation and letting us know what is happening with the small business community in the town of Smithville. Thank you to the town manager, Rosie. Thank you to the vice president of the council, Sean Kitful. And also thank you to the town planner, Michael Phillips, for joining us today for this conversation. I'm looking forward to coming for a small business visit to the town. So let's make sure that we coordinate that soon.
Sounds good. You're always welcome, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. This was our small business town hall conversation for today. We learned a lot about what's happening in the town of Smithville, and I'm looking forward to going for the small business visit for the town of Smithville soon. So thank you so much for joining us, and see you the next time. Remember, in 2 weeks, we're not going to be here. It's primary day, it's election day, so I won't be able to join you on that date, but I will going to be back here 4 weeks from now. Thank you.